Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Community and Sport Committee meeting for the 14th of November 2024. Just noting that all committee members are in attendance. I'll proceed to the acknowledgement of country, which I will deliver. Ipswich City Council respectfully acknowledges the traditional owners as custodians of the land and waters we share. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, as the keepers of the traditions, customs, cultures and stories of proud people. Do any councillors this morning have any declarations of interest to make on the agenda? Being no declarations or business outstanding, I'll move to the confirmation of minutes for the 15 October meeting. Looking for a mover from the floor. Moved by Councillor Augustine and seconded by Councillor Jonik. Any discussion on those minutes this morning? There being no discussion, I'll proceed to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Our first officers report this morning is the Customer Services Report Card, 1 August 2023 to 31 July 2024. Are there any questions of the relevant officers on this matter? Being no questions, I'll seek a mover for the recommendation. Moved by Councillor Madden and seconded by Councillor Augustine. Any discussion this morning?
If I may, Chair. The Customer Service Report Card shows that over the past financial year, there were improved average call wait times, which I think is really important. That service response to emails and online service requests had increased staff retention, which I think are all very positive. It's a great result for our residents. You know, we are in the business of delivering services. This has been a program that's been underway for some years, and I look forward to continued improvement, especially in that Snap Send Solve area, but also that interaction one-on-one with residents. If you called council in June 2024, the average wait time was 3 minutes and 11 seconds compared to 9 minutes and 23 seconds in June 2023. So quite an improvement for that team. So thank you.
Councillor Augustine.
Thanks, Councillor Maddock. It was great to see that our contact centre has been ranked in the top 5 of the local government contact centres in Australia, and also second highest performing in Queensland out of those that are that had participated. I must also, pay some respect to our concierge team. You know, they are the face of our organisation, handling very complex inquiries, and they average about 1,200 customers per month. So well done to the great results in this report, and well done all the staff as well.
Thank you, Councillor Augustine. Councillor Antonelli.
Yes, thank you. Through the chair, I was also going to mention the concierge team. You do not get a second chance at a first impression, and they are the best at giving the best impression of our council. Smiling face the minute you walk in, and it's not just for me. It's for everybody that comes in, and I just see their happy disposition and the way they expertly assist residents when they come to the concierge area seeking assistance. I just think a very, very special shout out for all of them down there. They do a wonderful job in presenting the best face for this council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Antonelli. The relevant branch manager and some staff are in the audience. So once again, thank you very much for your efforts. Any further discussion this morning? There being no further discussion, I'll proceed to the vote. Those in favour of adopting? That's unanimous and carried. Item 3 this morning is the report on the 2024 Active Kids Program. Are there any questions of the relevant officer on this item?
I do have one quick one, Councillor.
Yep. Who have we got in the audience?
Hello, Melissa Dower, Community and Sports Manager.
I've only got one quick question. I just would like to know how the great with engaging with so many programs, I must say. But as a Division 1 councillor, and I just note that we're a little bit light in our division where we've participated. It looked like there's only 3 suburbs, and is there any way of how do we engage with more venues, participants in like say Division 1?
No, great question. You'll see, I'll just refer to the growth that we've had over the last 12 months. And a lot of that growth has been expanding to other suburbs and going out to the Rosewoods and the Goodnas, etc. So there's definitely opportunity to continue to grow the program and reach out. There is a needs survey that happens, and the team do a great job engaging within the schools and also engaging with former participants and the ongoing service providers. So there's definitely an opportunity for growth within those suburbs. And you can see with the last 12 months, that's a clear indication.
Thank you.
Any further questions this morning? Councillor Antonelli?
Yeah, just going through the attendances of some of the sessions, obviously, some of them not so well attended, some of them very well attended, and it's interesting to look down and have a look at some of the ones that you would think you would get a lot more attendance at and weren't quite as well attended. So is there anything we need to do around some of those ones that we're not getting much interest? Do we just drop them in the future, or do we look to work with the relevant associations and community groups that work in those areas?
Most definitely, Councillor. There's an opportunity for continuing the community engagement with clubs and sporting associations to build on those. Now, identifying that some of those sports may have been light on, that could have been the weather, it could have been, a range of various needs of why. But you can see that there is opportunities to continue. Because of the diversity that we've had, we will streamline it what the community wants, depending on their engagement and the aspirations that they advise us.
Yes, I just noticed with respect to one of the sports that it didn't look that great, but hang on, I might
Is
be
that
looking at
bird
the wrong-
watching?
No, yes.
My husband's a bird watcher, so he was quite disappointed in that
Actually,
number.
I must admit, I misread. I actually thought that soccer only had 8, and I thought that would have really upset Councillor Augustine. But admittedly, I was reading the wrong line. Soccer was 350 odd participants, but interesting. Nearly cracked 1,000 in basketball.
Yes, and the basketball, a lot of that was based on the Toolma activation as well during the
correct.
play on.
Yes.
So that's working in partnerships with other areas within council. So credit to basketball and credit to the partnerships that we had within that program during play on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Augustine?
Sorry, I just got one other question. Are we not eligible for the active, I think it's through the federal government, for the active school program, to deliver in partnership with schools, these sort of programs?
I would have to take that question on notice. I'm sorry, Councillor Augustine, but we do work closely with the schools. I know they participated in the engagement leading up to the Goodna activation and the Redbank Plains. So informally, there's lots of conversations, but a formal structure, I'd have to take that question on notice.
Okay, yeah, because it's been for a couple of years now. Schools can apply for the Active Schools program and deliver all these different sports that are accredited, and it's a free program to the schools. Yeah, so I'm just wondering how we can be more involved in that sort of program.
Yeah, we could definitely help the schools connect with the community clubs, sporting groups, associations to build and leverage off that opportunity. I don't know if we would go in and deliver on behalf of the schools, but we'd definitely build the schools up to do that.
No, most of it, the delivery is with like the member federation. So say with football, the schools apply for the grant, and then the Football Queensland will come in and deliver the program. So just helping partnerships, yeah.
I'll definitely take that on notice, and the team are here who have done a great job. So they're probably looking at me going, no, we do, Melissa, or we don't. No, I'm getting a nod. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions this morning? Thank you, Ms. Dower. All right, that moves us on to the next phase. I'll seek a mover for the report. Moved by Councillor Augustine, seconded by Councillor Antonelli. Any discussion this morning? Mayor?
Thank you. It's great to see the Active Kids program providing free and low-cost physical and outdoor recreation activities, as well as nutrition workshops during the April, July, September school, although that healthy lunch boxes, I think I only had 3. But it's great to see, and I think let's see how these things flourish. This year's program offered 262 activities to over 5,000 participants. So that's a 218% increase in participation from the previous year, and with 34% more activities offered. These activities are offered right across Ipswich in 22 different suburbs and include things like sport, dance, nutrition classes, orienteering, photography, skating, riding and camping skills, just to name a few. And these activities are often co-designed with community and industry, leading to really great results, I think, in great engagement. So by joining the active and healthy programming alongside the school holiday programs in Timor Place, both attracted more kids to the same place and same time boosting participation. Just letting anyone who works in these industries know that council does have a preference for selecting partners or vendors that are local. So there is that option on our council website to say, hey, we run this business in regards to an active or healthy program for kids or even adults and seniors, and that way council will know about that and can use that as part of their evaluation when they're selecting.
Councillor Madden.
I'd just like to thank council officers for having one of the active kids programs in Rosewood. I went down, it was just fantastic. I mean, Rosewood is blessed with a number of community groups, sporting community groups. Rosewood Roosters Rugby League Club, Rosewood United Football Club, the Rosewood Pony Club, as well as a whole range of equestrian groups based at the Rosewood Showgrounds. But what I was pleased to see was the number of attendees at the active program. I see in the list of school holiday activity, it says with regard to AFL, there were 48 participants. Well, I think those 48 must have all been at Rosewood. There were that many kids kicking footballs around. You almost had to watch out. You didn't get whacked. And I think they must have had about 50 footballs there. It was just absolutely fantastic. And I do notice one group missing from the list that were at Rosewood. The Scouts were at Rosewood. And that was very well attended. Looking forward to coming back. I was good to see. The good thing about the Rosewood facility was we had the Anzac Park, so we had 2 big football fields, but we also had the Memorial Hall. So we were able to have events in the Memorial Hall like silent disco, or that'd be you, Councillor Antonelli, you'd be with the headphones. Yeah. But I did notice there were, I presume it was Taekwondo or Judo, and it was just fantastic, and the kids were great. And there is a need for more activities for children, notwithstanding that we have such great clubs there. There is a need for more activities for our youth, is the best way to put it, in Rosewood, and I'm looking forward to active kids coming back. I think one observation I had, Councillor Augustine, it didn't appear that there are active programs in every division, and I don't know if that was the case because I only know about Division 4, but I would have thought we could expand it next year to make sure there's at least one in each of the 4 divisions. I don't know. Okay. Oh, the suburbs. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was just talking about the suburbs,
Yep.
not the quality of how many.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, just in closing, I'd like to thank the council staff and who are involved. I should also thank the Rosewood Community Centre because they provided the food and drinks at the Rosewood Active, and they set up early and they provided food and drinks there all day. It was just great, really, really good, and I'm looking forward to the active kids program to coming back to Rosewood, or maybe one of the surrounding areas like Walloon or Marburg maybe. Spread the joy. Thanks very much, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Madden. Councillor Antonelli.
Yeah, look, we've got some school holidays coming up very soon, and I'd say we're going to have a number of parents pulling their hair out. I remember when I was with my kids on school holidays, so these programs that are run by the council are just exceptional. And also, not only does it provide a bit of respite for parents with their children, but this report actually helps show us where the interest lies within our community for particular sports, as well as giving those parents an opportunity to have their children give it a go before actually taking it on more seriously if they're so disposed. So, yeah, just again, commend our staff who run these school holiday activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Antonelli. Councillor Johnning.
Just along the same lines, just wanted to thank obviously the staff and then obviously the partnering stakeholders as well. But, you know, this is just the kids programs that we offer. So we offer programs to adults as well. And the discussions out in the community, it's not that common to know that these programs are offered, but to have that uptake of over 200% on top of what last year's figures were, like you can see that the participation, the growth is there. And I just really thank the officers for looking at all these different type of activities that kids could be interested, obviously not bird watching, but like it's great. It's something that makes me very proud to be a councillor of Ipswich City Council. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Johnning. Mayor, you wish to speak again?
Thank you very much, Chair. I guess there's been some discussion about divisional reach, and I just thought I'd read out the 22 suburbs because I think there's a pretty good reach there that had activities including Barellan Point, Brassel, Blackstone, Bundamba, Churchill, Chuwa, Eastern Heights, Goodna, Ipswich, Leichhardt, Muley, 1 Mile, Redbank Plains, Ripley, Riverview, Rosewood, Spring Mountain, Springfield Central, Springfield Lakes, as well as Walloon. So I think a pretty broad, and I think if anyone has any suggestions, I think the council will be all ears. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mayor. Any further discussion this morning? There being no further discussion, I'll proceed to the vote. Those in favour of adopting, that's unanimous and carried. Moving on to notices of motion, I have none of which. In matters arising, I do have one item regarding the membership of the Community and Sports Committee. I've got a recommendation for that. Pursuant to Section 7 of the Ipswich City Council Terms of Reference, Councillor David Martin be appointed as a member of the Community and Sports Committee. I'm happy to move that if there's a seconder. Seconded by Councillor Johnnick. Just in discussion, I'll just say it will be a pleasure to have you aboard, Councillor Martin. I've known you for a number of years now and you've got a lot of passion for sport, which I welcome, other than your blind spot for the Manly Sea Eagles. Which it could be worse. You could be a Canterbury supporter, I suppose. So anyway, and I just wanted to recognise that Councillor Martin's been active in community organisations in Ipswich since before I was born. So I think he has a lot of knowledge and interest that'll be good to share. I wasn't doing that to point out age, just the length of commitment, Councillor Martin. It's going to be a valuable contribution. So I look forward to having you. Any further discussion?
Just one quick contribution. I'm sure that with Councillor Martin's extensive involvement with sport in Ipswich, that he'll make a valuable contribution to this committee, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chair. I think there are a number of us who've been involved with community since before you were born, Chair. And I kind of say that, as I said at the last one, I always will support any councillor who wants to step up and be on a committee. And just noting if a councillor isn't on a committee, they can always be an observer and ask questions and so on. So, yes, I will also be supporting this, Councillor Martin.
Very well. Any further discussion? There being no further discussion, I'll put the matter to the vote. That's carried unanimously. Moving onwards, I've got no further business this morning unless there's any general business from the committee. There being no general business, I'll just seek some guidance on what we're going to do regarding the lunch break. There is a scheduled group portrait at 12:30 as well. All right, so I'll suggest that the next meeting commence at 1:10. I'll put forward that as a... Do we need to vote on that? Yeah, I'll put that forward as a motion, seconded by Councillor Augustine. Those in favour? That's unanimous and carried. And in that regard, I will close the meeting at 12:10.